Yo, what's up, Bash Boys Kicks? Zach here, CEO and founder of Bash Boys LLC, and you're watching our first podcast. I'm here with our BBK intern.
I'm Elijah Rice. Nice to meet you guys.
And today we're going to basically be talking about, if you're a starting out reseller, how to get up off the ground, how to get noticed, how to gain traction on social media, and how our intern, Elijah Rice, who's never resold shoes, would, start out in the industry. Also, we'll be talking about our future product drop. We've got some big things coming. Some funny sneaker reselling stories that we've both got. Let's get started. Eli, if I were to give you $500 today, how would you start a reputable sneaker reselling company within 6 months?
6 months. I've never resold before, so I got to think, there's obviously the go-to shoes. I'd say my first shoe that I would try to go towards is I'd probably go for a Dunk that would drop. Dunks are they retail usually between $110 and $150. And look at all the chunky Dunkies, all those go up so much. They're hard to get, but I feel like, if you're handing me $500, I'm going to put definitely money aside for that bodega drop that's coming up. Try to snag a pair of those because that's just guaranteed money. And then so I'd say I'd put aside probably definitely the money away for those Dunks. And then you always got any retro Jordan. I'd say any retro Jordan. Obviously if there's a drop coming up on a classic 1 colorway, that's a go-to. 3s and 4s, that's another one. 6s, you want to go for the retro OG colorways. Those I feel like would you got the most chance of getting more profit on the resale. And I'd say really just focus on you can't be on the scamming because you're not going to get anywhere doing that.
Yeah, for real.
So I'd say if I had 6 months, I'd work on creating an Instagram page for it. I'd probably, knowing me, I wouldn't have the resources to make a website right away, so I'd probably just run it off Instagram. Post your sizes, pairs, whatever. But yeah, that's probably what the route I would go towards is. And then you always got the easy ones are Yeezys too, but you don't get those consistently dropping all the time. Yeah. But the go-to Dunks and Jordans is what I would say if I could start up anywhere.
For sure. I guess, whenever I started reselling, I guess for a backstory, if you don't know me, I started reselling shoes whenever I was 12. I started out with some cheap Kyries, everything like that. And I really didn't know how to resell. I was 12. I thought that, you could walk in a Foot Locker finish line, buy anything and resell it. And that's just not the way it goes. But really, what I would say for any potential reseller who hasn't established themselves, they're trying to get into this, look at apps like OfferUp, look at apps like Let Go, that type of stuff, because you can really find $30 Jordan 11s, stuff like that.
eBay's another good one too.
Yeah, eBay. And eBay, I recently saw that they started doing the authentication stuff. Yep. So you're pretty safe on eBay. But Let Go, I know I used to find $30 pairs of Jordan 5s, and you can restore really yellow shoes, dirty shoes, all that stuff. And if you know what I'm saying, if you take a pair of Laney 5s, for example, that are just ran through, everything like that, you ice them up. Well, you could find them for honestly free. Some people are willing to give them away. You just got to put in a little bit of work, and get that frost sauce out there. Get them icy, so fresh and so clean. Get them smelling nice with the Blizzard spray, and clean them up with that Flurry Suds. Not to plug our own product or anything, but
it works.
Yeah, that's why we do it. But yeah, I would say the first month though, if we're talking about 6 months, you got a 6-month plan. I talked to you about this other day. Elon Musk, what does he say?
If you got a 10-year goal, right? If you have a 10-year goal, you'll in your mind you'll space out what you have to accomplish in those 10 years. In your head, say, all right, I want to get my 10-year goal accomplished in 6 months. And realistically, it's not going to happen. But in those 6 months, you're going to be working like you're trying to get it done in 10 years, like you're trying to get it done in 6 months. So it's about like having that mentality of grinding harder than you might need to just to get it done, and bust your ass, whatever you have to do to pretty much just get the job done, really.
For sure. And yeah, like if we're looking at a 10-year plan in 6 months, the way that I would condense this is first, well, let's make let's spend the first day, because realistically people make 1-day jobs and they make it like a 10-day job, and that's what most people's downfalls are. They sit there and think like, oh, I got to make a Facebook, I got to make a YouTube, I've got to make a Twitter, I've got to make an Instagram, I got to make a TikTok. Well, you could start out that first day just making all the accounts. You don't have to post anything. Yeah. Just getting it there, getting the framework ready. And then the next day, you know what I'm saying? We filmed a whole video today, and it took, 2 hours?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, you can film a great video, 2 to 3 hours, probably spend 2-3 hours editing it. That's 6 hours. So you spend that first week, you make a video for TikTok, you make a video for YouTube, you make a video for Instagram, and you make a ad campaign for Facebook, and you have all that in a week. So you have your first content, you start following people, and I don't like the follow for follow strategy. I don't think it really works, but if you follow people, like your first 100 followers, if that's follow for follow, that's cool. You need a network.
Yeah.
But then once you get those 100 followers, do some innovative stuff, some creative videos like we've been doing, and people will see that, people will repost it, do some giveaways. So I know, it's tough to get some money, but if you're a reseller, bro, and you're above, 15 years old and you can get a job, get that job. You know what I'm saying? We both work extra jobs in conjunction with BBK, and that's just to get some money, to grow the business. And that's what you got to do.
It's really nice. You got to have that consistent, like even though BBK might not do well this week, or, you name it, might not do well, but I still know that I got that Walmart paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. And that's what you need. You need to have that reliable income, because you don't want to live without a paycheck, to be honest, because, in the beginning, obviously, you're going to need that paycheck, because you're going to most likely use that paycheck to buy your shoes, whatever. But then even after you start getting to where you can buy your shoes and get on those drops with the profit you already made from selling your old shoes, you're still going to want to have those paychecks to stack up, your rent, whatever, car payment. You're always, until you're in a place where you can, honestly say, I don't need this income anymore, and safely say, I don't need this job, keep the 9 to 5 and just keep grinding it out. And if you're really dedicated to it, you'll go clock out from your Walmart, go home, take a shower, and then you're right back in on it. You're not technically on a time clock, but you're still working.
Yeah, and what do you do the next morning? You know what I mean?
You wake up and start it again. Before you go in and clock in at Walmart, you're waking up and you're working on some for BBK. There's 24 hours in a day. You have more time than you think you do. It's instead of just sitting here for 15 minutes on my phone doing nothing, you can use 5 minutes a day adds up.
Yep. Just
being smart with your time, and if you really want it, you're going to have to grind for it, and that's just what people don't realize. You're not going to be able to buy one pair of shoes, flip them, and then you're done. It's just not going to be that easy.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing to think about, right, if you're really trying to get into reselling, if you're really trying to get into, even if we aren't talking about reselling, you're selling art, you're running a food truck, you're doing this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. In business, it all translates. So, if you value $1, that's not to say this dollar is going to buy me, these shoes. That's not realistic. That's not going to happen. But if you value $1 and you realize that every dollar that you have contributes to that future $1 million goal, which I think most people's goal is $1 million if they're really getting into this, then, that dollar adds up. If you go to McDonald's every day, that's $1 for a sweet tea. You do that over 6 months, $365 divided by 2, that's $170 some.
$170 right there on sweet tea.
That's a whole pair of shoes. You could have flipped that for $150. You could have invested that into 2 more pairs of shoes, right? You flip the shoe, 150, 300, divide that by 2, get 2 more $150 shoes. And you see how this works. Like, if you don't value the dollar, then you're going to struggle. So if you're really dedicating to this 6-month goal, you got to value the dollar. You got to build your social media presence. And matter of fact, if you're spending $20 a week on McDonald's, if you're spending $20 a week on, even one time going to the restaurant, that's $20 you could have put into your Instagram, sponsored a post, gotten 20,000 people to see it instead of, you getting one meal that you could have made for $5 at home.
Yeah. I mean, you sometimes you got to be uncomfortable. Like, you got to, tonight, I can't go out to Olive Garden and get a good dinner. You know what I mean? I got to save that money, and I might have to go home and have a ham sandwich for dinner. And, obviously that might not be what I want, but the next day I'm going to be up and feel the same way. I didn't have the luxury of the nice dinner before, but I'm saving up my money for the day where you can go to Olive Garden, whatever, every night, and you don't have to think about it.
It doesn't matter.
It's all about the grind, and it's just being money conscious while you're on the grind will help so much, because if you're on the grind but you're spending the money that you're earning, it's really no point.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to this 6-month plan, right? So every time, this goes for the whole 6 months. Value the dollar. That goes for the whole entire 6 months and 10 years, whatever. But if we're talking month 1, build your social media presence. If we're talking month 2, well, what you got to do is build you a website, because I really don't care, how you look at it. Like, I'm not ready for the website. I'm not ready for this, that, the third. Eli said, within 6 months, I'm not ready for a website, but within 10 years you would, right?
Yeah.
So within that 6 months, you should make that website. And, it's going to cost $30, $40 a month. But if you, like we were talking about, if you value the dollar and you save that $30 that you would have spent on food, well, that's $30 a month. To invest that. And what you can basically do is you can go into websites like Fiverr, and you can get backlinks, SEO optimization, that type of stuff. And that drives traffic. We started the BBK website in July, I think it was. And in June, we had 1 sale. July, we had 25 sales. So that was because of the website. All the sales went through the website, and people are able to trust it. You aren't dealing with Venmo anymore.
Yeah.
You aren't dealing with Cash App, PayPal. You're dealing with credit card transactions on a secure bank line with a reputable website provider that can refund the person, because within the second month we're struggling with trust.
Yeah. Always, that's another one though. This is advice for anyone ever trying to buy anything online. Always use PayPal, because PayPal has a 180-day insurance policy. Just a heads up, if you're buying anything online, use PayPal. I've struggled many times. I've gotten ripped off before.
And never gift.
Never gift. Never gift.
Never gift on PayPal. So if we're talking month 1, social media. Month 2, build your website. Month 3, let's start sponsoring your social media posts. Let's start bringing something different to the table. At month 1 through 2, you're just flipping shoes. Month 3, let's put some drop shipping on the website. There's a lot of, none of our products that we make, Frost Sauce, Flurry Suds, Blizzard Spray, none of those are drop shipped. They use 6 to 10 ingredients for every bottle. What I'm talking about, though, is whenever we were starting out, we used to sell blacklight keychains, legit check shoes. They costed, $1, and you pay a little bit of shipping, but you can directly ship from a Chinese website to a customer. Now, this benefits both parties. It's not scammy. If they were to go to Amazon, it would cost them $10. So, you're doing good for the consumer because you buy these in bulk and you ship them all out at once. But at the same time, you're making a little bit of money that you can then invest. And it got to the point where we could cover our website fee through the drop shipping. That's month 3. Do something a little bit different. Eli, what type of stuff, never drop shipping, would you think would be good with that?
So you're talking about just with the company?
Yeah.
I'd say building not only your brand, because I'd say you don't want to be just seen as just an Instagram page, right, of just sell shoes. I'd say if you're in a position like how we've done with rappers local to us, getting people involved in your brand, And it doesn't have to be J. Cole and Drake involved in your brand, helping people around you too, like up and coming artists, up and coming brand, helping them promote you. And with that, people will not only see that people are promoting your brand, but they'll see that, you're helping others too. And I think nowadays all about there's so many different brands, but I feel like be the brand that stands out, that seems real, that is like out there doing their own thing, not just posting things on Instagram.
Yep.
That shows like you're out there with these people promoting your own product, not just selling shoes, whatever it is. If you're selling shoes, have someone say this, if you need, the newest kicks, go check out this person, you know what I mean? You can really promote yourself in a whole bunch of different ways. And so I'd say once, if you've gotten your website going and you've gotten, a steady sort of income, I guess, that's how you would say it, start working on building your brand. And that doesn't mean necessarily income, more of like your personality of your brand.
Your image.
Yeah.
And, that goes perfectly into month 4. So month 1, build your social media presence. Month 2, build your website. Month 3, advertise. Really get yourself out there. Do something different with drop shipping. Start incorporating all of that stuff. And at the same time, value your dollar. Don't be scammy. Be good people. Give back to your community when you can, and support the people. Like I always say, if I need my oil changed, I'm not going to go to Jiffy Lube. I'm going to try and find a friend that does that. If I need my hair cut, I'm going to try and find somebody I went to school with back in the day to cut my hair or something like that, or somebody who goes to my college. Supporting local businesses is important because as a local business, you want people to support you. That's a no-brainer. And number 4, how it leads into it is, build your brand. A lot of people I see like 317 kicks resell _ like just and it's no hate. Like I get it. It's hard to be unique. It's hard to be different. It's hard to make your own brand name because whenever you're starting out, I agree. You just want to get it out there, get some products on the market, start doing your thing. But at month 4, if we're looking at this as a 10-year goal, we're probably looking at like year 7, right? Year 6. So basically, year 6 of a real brand, you'd be wanting to rebrand. You'd be wanting to figure out your public image, see how people see you, and fix that. Build a nice logo, build clean business cards, build an actual brand. So, instead of 317 resells kicks, Bash Boys kicks, BBK. I saw at a convention somebody, NWI Souls. Shout out you if you're watching this. NWI is much better than 608 or whatever. Yeah. There's a ton of 608 resell kicks _dots. Be different, build your brand, and then month 5, push out merchandise for that new brand image that you've made. And we recently incorporated Kenny the Goat as on our know what I mean? We one take, little malfunction, but Kenny the Goat, right? We on our product labels we actually put an icon of a goat, yeah. And Polo does the little
the bear.
Well, yeah, the bear, but also the person riding the jockey.
Yeah.
That's on every shirt. So we're gonna start putting the goat head on every shirt. And that was brilliant, Eli. I wish we would have done that earlier. But yeah, month 5, icon your brand. Make yourself an icon. And it's kind of corny whenever people are like, yeah, we're an icon, whenever they haven't made an icon.
Yeah.
You need an icon, and it's a mascot. It's a beanie baby, but to the brand it's a lot more. You can do graphic work with it. You can put it on shirts. You can make an icon out of that. And whenever people see that,
they think Bash Boys kicks. It's getting that thing to just because people aren't gonna remember you by if people see our product. We want them to think like, oh, hey, there's a goat. That's BBK.
Yeah.
It'd be different. Like people, it's easier for people to know your brand as say a goat than Bash Boys kicks. Yeah. So like that, it'll just stick easier. So you're going through a store and you see a goat on the bottle. That's the Bash Boys Kicks frost sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of, you want something that can relate to your brand that's not your name. Because, Nike, the swoosh, Adidas, 3 stripes. You know what I mean? They all have something that is other than their name that you think of, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to have something that's like your tagline almost, or your mascot. You want something other than just your name. So that's what I would suggest.
And that goes into month 6, the 6-month plan, right? So month 6, you want a slogan. You've got your icon. You've got your brand. You've got your website. You're doing something different. You have social media. You're advertising your social media. You've valued $1 and you've saved $1. Now it's time to make your slogan and incorporate it as an LLC because you've proven that it works. You're probably on track to make $3,000 that fiscal year, which, once you make $3,000 in a fiscal year, you're liable to make a corporation of some type, whether that's an S Corp, C Corp, whatever. You have to incorporate legally to get a tax EIN, make a bank account, leverage loans, start doing some cool stuff with your brand because now you're actually a brand. You have a slogan, you have an icon, you have a logo, you have business cards. It's time to become a brand. It's time to invest your money that you've made, and it's time to make a bank account to save your chicken, as Marshawn Lynch says. And with that bank account, you can make a mutual fund. You can start doing all sorts of investments. You can start growing what you earn. That's important, growth. And, 10 years, right? Whenever you think about this 6-month plan, did we make a 10-year brand?
No.
No, not at all. But we, in terms of we don't have sales like that, we don't have 10 years worth of experience. But what we have done is we've formed a legitimate brand.
We have a brand, a 10-year ready brand that's ready for 10-year ready profit. So we might not have the numbers of a 10-year brand, but we have the website, the marketing, the social media of any other big, Fortune 500 company. We have the foundation ready for the money to start coming in. And if you have the money coming in with no foundation, you're not going to know what to do with it either. So it's all about having your house. You don't want to just have just a good roof with a bad basement. You want to build up the house from the bottom to the top, and each step of the way refine it. So then when the storm comes, aka the money, it's all ready for it, and you're ready. You just can cruise through it.
Exactly. And you can sit around and, you can watch videos on how to make money, how to build a brand, how to build a business. Everybody will tell you a little bit different stuff. You'll get a nugget here, you'll get a nugget there, and you'll start to really get your head in the right place. But once you know what you're supposed to do, once you hear people talk about, a 6-month plan, a 10-year plan, I like our plan better than anyone's I've ever heard. That's not to be selfish, but, it stresses urgency. Jeff Bezos talks about urgency all the time. Elon Musk talks about urgency all the time. It's what these really successful people are always stressing. And along the way, you'll build a team. You'll build connections with people that you meet at events, that you meet on social media. People always talk about these connections, but what you don't realize is this person that you meet might be able to make you cheap merchandise that you can then sell to people. This person that you meet might be able to do labels for you.
Or you can hit them up and get a logo. Or literally the list is endless of you. A good connection can literally help you so much. Like being nice to someone at a sneaker convention and getting a business card. Like it's all about not only building your brand, but being a good person too. Like especially in the sneaker industry, I feel like it's a good industry to either get swept under the rug by people who are trying to take advantage of you. But then there's also a whole other side of people in the sneaker game, sneaker culture, that are really like, it's a young sort of just nice vibe to it. And if you can get into those conventions and keep with that vibe and make friends and hey, that's Zach. Hey, yeah, that's the owner of Bash Boys Kicks. Yeah, he's we hung out. You know what I mean? Hey, Zach, I know someone who actually might be able to make those T-shirts for you.
Yep.
And then you're on it like that. Oh, I'll hit him up. I'm sure he'll probably give me a better deal. So, and now you're saving money because you were friends with someone at a sneaker convention.
Yeah, shout out my boy Hybrid Josh if you're watching this, dog. He's the CEO of Hybrid. It's a brand similar to Bash Boys Kicks, but he focuses more on the apparel rather than the chemical side of it. And, we focus on the restoration products. He, gets people looking fresh in a different way. But, meeting those people, shout out Jeff, just the people like BTB, Hybrid, those brands that have already done it, already paved the way, and are willing to help you out. And if you're watching this and you need help building a brand, either of us would be willing to talk with you, get you on the podcast,
Never
diagnose.
be afraid to ask for help either.
Yeah.
Never be afraid to ask for help, because you always have to realize there's people that are going to know way more than you. And that's just something you have to accept and know that you might just have to shut up and take some notes. And I'm not saying that will come from me or him, but there's always going to be people in this world that doesn't mean that they're better than you, but they just have a piece of information you might need. So you just got to always be ready to take advice and just listen, because you can learn stuff from almost anyone, and it's just being ready to learn too.
For real, it's just that.
Oh no.
The camera fell. Hold up, we're getting that fixed. Like I said, no cuts, none of that.
No cuts.
We'll probably put some cool music in here or something. But yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah. Is it cool?
Yeah, we're straight.
All right, bet. Yeah, we have 6 subscribers. I don't think any of them are unsubscribing. So if the camera fell and you're not gonna subscribe, cool. Don't do it. It's cool. I'm trying to put you guys on game. But yeah, basically it's cold. It's 30 degrees out. We've been out here for 5 hours now, since 10:30. If you're not willing to do that, sorry to say it, but you aren't ready to earn $1 million. Straight up. We aren't even working as hard as we could. Straight up. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The whole team's grinding. We have 10 people with Bash Boys Kicks, and everybody's working their butts off. So if whenever it really comes down to it, you just gotta, like Nike, just do it straight up. Not to be corny or anything, but you gotta get out there. You gotta put yourself. G Herbo said this: put yourself through the most uncomfortable shit. The most uncomfortable shit if you want to get out of your situation, change your situation, because a lot of people are in your situation, and I promise you that. How many people are in this world? 7 billion? I guarantee there's probably 1 billion people in your situation, can't make ends meet, whatever it is, And
you can't doubt finishing it before you even start it either. You can't
For
doubt.
real.
You can't think, oh, there's no way I'm going to get that done before you even start the race. You have to get your feet running. You have to walk before you run. You might have to crawl before you even walk. It's a grind, and you'll see all the videos on. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get rich quick. That's not all the videos on YouTube on people.
Get rich quick.
It's not going to work.
How I got my Lamborghini in 6 months.
It's not going to work. You might have to sit under a gazebo outside while it's 30 degrees, freezing. But you know what? You love every second of it because you're pursuing a dream, and it's something you're just gonna have to grind for.
For real. And going off that, don't really care what other people think. You know what I mean? One of my friends, he said he believed before anyone else did. But a way that I like to look at it is, believe while they laugh, so that you can laugh whenever they believe. That's what I've always lived by. If you believe while they're laughing at you because you're doing something different that they, mentally they're probably laughing because they didn't do it and they wish that they did. Straight up. Like that's why people are probably hating. That's why people are probably laughing. And most of the time it's not, actual people hating. It's probably 12-year-old kids with a no profile pic and four followers. You know what I mean? Shrug them off. Laugh at it. Comment back at them something funny. It's whatever. Hate. But if you're really self-conscious, caring about what people think, just shrug it off. It doesn't matter. You're on your way to $1 million, and that should inspire you enough. Most people never do that.
You want to talk about our stories now?
Yeah, let's talk about our brand.
Just like BBK?
Yeah. So tell them how many units we're making.
What is it? 260?
216.
216. Yeah, we're gonna have a big drop coming up. And when I tell you, you check out the Instagram. Well, we can put that in the link on on YouTube, but you'll see it on our IGTV. It should be posted by the time this is up here. We just used Flurry Suds, and all we did was on Vans. Like, this product isn't just for your Off-Whites and your KDs and your Jordans. I mean, this was literally his pair of shoes he wore to work, like
Chicken
Vans.
grease,
And
blood.
literally 30 minutes, probably not even 30 minutes,
Yeah.
probably 15 minutes of scrubbing, and
Brand new.
literally they look completely different. And we're not sitting here blowing smoke to try to get you to buy a bottle of something that isn't going to clean your shoes. This is for people who wear shoes, whether that's Vans, Skechers, or Yeezys. It's whatever. If you want to keep your shoes clean, we got a big drop coming up. There's Frost Sauce, bottom of your shoes. That's more of, Jordan 11s types and 6s, those yellow rice bottoms. So they're not just for those either. We have the Flurry Suds. Clean your shoes up, get the grime, grease, like literally black to white on the sides of the shoes.
You'll see it if you check it out.
And then we got the Blizzard Spray, which is just freshens up your shoes, it makes them just completely better. We got 3 different products. We're gonna start having some merch on the way. We got a lot of big things coming, but really just trust in us sitting here in the cold that it works. We're not. Trust us that would sit here under a gazebo, literally freezing, to promote our product that we honestly want to have in millions of people's hands, because we know we're into shoes. We know the products that work and what don't work, and it's just we got big things on the way, and especially with our merch too. We're gonna have some sick clothes coming up. We're not just a shoe cleaning brand. We're a brand. And we have shoe cleaning products with our brand, and we got big things on the way, and especially with our product, it's different formula on the Frost Sauce. It's a whole, we went from gas to propane. It's insane. We
to build off what Eli was saying, I really couldn't have said most of it better. Gas to propane, the Mark II. Whenever we dropped in June, I call that the Mark I. Whenever we dropped in September, I call it the Mark II. And whenever we drop now in late to mid to early-ish January, not really sure. We're making it really good, but it's going to go from gas to propane. You guys aren't ready. The Suds is going to smell like a breath of fresh air, like a lemon tree. We use fresh lemons in our product. Fresh. Fresh. That means 50 pounds of lemons came to our door, squeezing them, straight up. So that's one of the ingredients we use, and we never drop ship, straight up. Once we get our process patent, we can do it how it's made. But we put a lot of work into our product. Frost Sauce takes about 2 weeks to brew. I stir it by hand, so. Not to get too far into the product, but it's not drop shipped, in case anybody was wondering that, and it's fire. We're gonna have full wrap labels. We have new bottles, better packaging, stickers with every product order. On the top of on the bottom, where I have the BBK logo. That's coming with every order. So get ready for that. Be ready. Be ready. There's a lot of big stuff coming. A lot of cool merch. There goes the camera again. It's real windy. It's real windy.
We're really out here.
Yeah, we're out here for sure. How's it looking? We good?
I think we're good. We should be good. Yeah, we're sure.
All right, dope. So now we'll each tell a little story, and we'll hop off of here. Actually, before we tell our stories, Eli put it right here or there or wherever.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But I hate TikTok. I don't even really know how to spell it, but shit goes viral straight up.
It does.
So we did a little corny cheesy dance that I think's kind of fire. Not gonna lie, never liked the TikTok dance. I kind of like ours. Maybe that's bias. But it's called the beater dance. Looks a little something like this. It's a lot cooler though. But
we'll also put the TikTok up there. We already played it, but it's alright. It's not bad at all. We came up with that literally under this gazebo in the cold. I mean, we're just trying to come up with stuff to do, really, for you guys. Like, if you guys want to send it in, we'll put it on the TikTok page.
We'll put you in the video. You, whoever, we'll tag you.
I don't care. Well, I'll put your @ on Instagram, like whatever you want.
Whatever, cool. Shout out.
If you want your phone number on there, whatever you want.
You want to follow, a like, whatever. Cool, you got it. But yeah, so sneaker stories. Eli, you want to start off?
All right, so I'll start off. This was my 8th grade year. I got a pair of Jordan 1s. They weren't like anything fancy, just like one of the general release drops, but they were all white. All white. And first day I wore them to school, and I'm going up and I'm sharpening my pencil, right? And like the ones in school that you crank, there's like the metal casing that it surrounds itself in.
Yeah.
It wasn't working, so I went to go take the casing off, right? And I'm standing over my shoes, and when I take that casing off, all of the wood chippings and all of the lead,
my goodness.
like the little lead,
the graphite,
rained down literally all over my shoes, and it never came out. It never came out. Like, I tried like washing it, but in the threads of the shoe were black.
Needed that flurry suds, low key. Needed that flurry suds, low key.
Like, when I tell you, I went home from that day, first day of school, wearing them to school. Like, they had never been worn. Like, I came to school that day thinking I was fresh, like, and went home with a pair of black Jordan 1s. It was horrible. I was devastated. That's like my worst sneaker story, probably, because that was literally like first day wearing them, gone. It was horrible.
All right. I should probably save this for whenever we're a little bit bigger, but I got a lot of fire sneaker stories. So this one, Indy got kicks, Indy got souls, whatever your name is. I know you personally, so I'm gonna keep your name out of it. But this was funny. So there were a pair of Nike Just Do It's or something like that. They're the Nike trainer. Eli put it up here. They're holographic. They're kind of cool actually. And on I think it was GOAT or StockX. No. Back in the day it was Flight Club. Flight Club said that they were $400. So basically what we did was I used to run a company called CTZ Kicks, Connor, Ty, Zach, back whenever I was we're like 15, just starting getting into it back whenever I was a reseller. We bought these for $30 out of our only $30 within the brand. We only had $30. Flipped them for $100 to this Indy Got Kicks guy. And basically he realized that actual resell, because like Flight Club, all that stuff, what the price that they put is not what the actual reselling community will pay. And so he realized that he got screwed on this deal, and he was ticked. He was like, I'm gonna come to your house, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm gonna fight you, whatever, I'm getting my money back. And I was like, bro, what do you mean? Deal's a deal. But being the nice guy that I was like, look, if you give me $10 over what I paid for them, so $40, and an extra pair of shoes you don't care about, I'll give you your $100 back. So he did it, and I never got beat up, thankfully. Sold the shoes for $40, got my $100 back regardless. So it's a come up. So let that be a lesson. Karma will get you back. So if you do a deal and the person isn't happy, you just bite the bullet. It's not worth the fight. It's not worth the arguing and the bad publicity. Just be a good person. Give them like a 3-day thing to kind of return the product or whatever. But yeah, so that's really all I got.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do this. What are we thinking? Every Monday, or for now, definitely this Monday. And then we're gonna get a consistent schedule where we can pump these out. But this was about 40 minutes. We're gonna try to make them longer as we keep on going. As we're not sitting outside. But we're gonna try to keep these coming for anyone who wants to watch them. Really, I think we'll have a lot of different topics. Today we talked about how to start up a reselling thing. Next week we might
6 months.
Yeah, I mean we got a lot of different topics to talk about. So just stay tuned and be ready.
All right, BBK. As always, stay frosty.